All right, I'll call to order the April 2nd, 2024 Parks and Recreation and Intergenerational Services Commission. We're going to have Commissioner Galvan read the land acknowledgement.
Okay. We will begin with a land acknowledgement. We would like to acknowledge that the land on which we live, work, learn, and commune is the original homelands of the indigenous people of West Sacramento, who have stewarded this land throughout the generations. We acknowledge and we thank the original inhabitants who have occupied, maintained, and secured this place, and who still exist on this land. We respect and celebrate the many diverse indigenous peoples still connected to this land on which we gather. Thank you.
Thank you. And then I would like to have Aaron lead us in the pledge. To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much, Aaron.
Okay, and we're going to do roll call. Chair Rosas.
Present.
Vice Chair Galvan.
Present.
Commissioner Jans. Commissioner Ahmad.
Present.
Commissioner Archuleta. Present. Commissioner Ramsey.
Present.
Commissioner Schatzel.
Present.
Alternate Member Gonzalez. We have a quorum.
Perfect. All right. Well, that is going to take us to general administration functions, part 1, presentations by the public on matters not on the agenda within the jurisdiction of the commission.
We have no requests to speak cards.
Perfect. All right. Well, that's going to move us to presentations. Item number 2, 2023 Year in Review Program Presentation.
Good evening, Commissioner Paul Reyes. I want to thank you for the opportunity to have the recreation share with you the 2023 year in review. One of our goals following the pandemic was to get patrons back into the recreation center, to exercise, socialize with friends, participate in a variety of programs and classes that benefit their quality of life. The Recreation Center team has done a wonderful job creating, developing, and implementing quality programs. And because of staff's passion, love for community programs, high-paced movers and shakers, and our attention to detail, programs and passes sold are close to where we were pre-pandemic. I want to thank the team for doing an excellent job getting us back to where we are. 2023 review, Recreation Center, the Athletics, Aquatics, Health and Wellness, Youth Enrichment, and Special Events. The West Sacramento Recreation Center joins in partnership with the Washington Unified School District to provide quality-oriented, comprehensive year-round programs of diverse recreational opportunities. The West Sacramento Recreation Center provides recreation and wellness opportunities that encourage health and exercise, relaxation, enjoyment, cultural enrichment, and learning, while ensuring the safety of residents and students. Our mission is to foster an atmosphere that supports, motivates, and encourages participants in a lifelong pursuit of health and physical activity, provide opportunities for individual development of knowledge, interests, and behaviors that promote and contribute to healthy, well-being, well-rounded lifestyles, provide a sense of belonging, focus on educating the community by helping them better understand the benefits of overall health and wellness, provide quality facilities that meet the diverse recreational services, needs, and interests of residents of West Sacramento, provide equal access to recreation facilities, provide fee-based programs that are flexible and affordable, and be recognized as utilized as a significant community-wide entity. Some of the enhancements of the recreation facility, the competition pool concrete replacement was just completed in January. The tennis court light installation, ADA sidewalk project, and water fountain should be completed here by the end of this month. And the slide refurbishment is projected to be done in the fall. "15-year anniversary. It's been 15 years. And thank you for those that attended. It's a great celebration. We had a wonderful group of people come out, participate. We had wonderful activities that staff put on, and I think it was a great event. So thank you for those that attended. And we have several different areas: athletics, aquatics, special events, youth enrichment, health and wellness, and the recreation center. So I'm going to invite the team up here to come out and talk a little bit about their areas.
Okay, well, good evening, commissioners. Welcome back to our commissioners from last year, and then welcome to our new commissioners. I'm Chris Frostag. I'm the recreation supervisor of the athletics department. I've been a part of running the department been a part of athletics since 2007. And in 2014, I took over as the supervisor of the department. And every time I do this presentation, this one thing I always say, it never changes, is that it's always an honor to serve the community that I live in for now the past 21 years.
I'm Victoria Chacon, but I go by Tori. I'm the recreation coordinator for adult sports, youth sports as well, but mainly adult sports. I've actually been a part of the athletics department for 8 years, started at part-time and now moved into the coordinator position. I actually grew up here in West Sacramento, so I started in Junior Giants and our programs and now get to be a part of that in my own community.
Hello, my name is Lauren LeDuc, and I am a recreation coordinator primarily for youth sports. I've been with this athletics department for about 5 months now. I am incredibly passionate about the positive impact that recreational programs can have on people's lives, and I'm so happy to be a part of creating those unforgettable experiences for our community and meeting the kids and parents and staff who have made each program a success over the past few months has been such a joy and makes me really excited for the future.
Okay, so I just want to throw out one other thing. Did you want to share what college you went to, since we have a commissioner?
I did go to Chico State.
Just so you know, the shirt has nothing to do with where
I know. Hey, I just threw that out there. Hey, it might be a good opportunity for you there. Yeah.
Ladies, gentlemen on the commission, I think it's just amazing. She's worked with Chris for 5 months and she's still here.
Hey,
So.
and she's still here. So, I mean, that's, yeah. So, but as always, thank you for this opportunity for us to share our wonderful programs that we offer in our athletics department. The athletics department is responsible for managing 4 service areas. That's youth sports, adult sports, the athletic roundtable, and field rentals. In 2023, the athletics department continued to have increases in participation in all adult and youth programs. This is a trend that has continued since 2009, especially we've seen it in our youth sports programs. But with that said, Tori and Lauren, they're going to go ahead and present to you updates on our programs.
I'm going to start with summer sports camp and our spring sports camp. So last year, sports camp, if you don't know, it's a full 5-day, Monday through Friday for 9 weeks. It's 5 to 12 years old, and we split them into 3 age groups. We average around 100 kids a week. Altogether, we had 488 participants last summer, but it's like kids join multiple weeks and stuff, so it's like we see similar ones. So these kids, they participate in multiple sports. Each week is a different agenda, so it could be basketball, volleyball, tennis, pickleball, but not only that, because we're at the rec center, we get to enjoy all these other things. So they swim twice a week, Tuesdays and Fridays. And then we also get to use rock wall. Their favorite is yoga. They just get to go and like chill and like relax for a second. And then also this past year, we added health and enrichment with the help of Claudia. She has helped us put those in there like week by week, so kind of gets them a little different aspect of being at the rec center. And then this week, we're actually doing our spring sports camp, and we have about 25 campers. It's a little bit smaller than last year, but as you see here, last year we had 50 participants, so it kind of fluctuates, but we're doing that this week, so it's kind of fun getting different activities for them for this spring.
Next up, we have our 2 youth basketball programs, starting with Junior NBA, WNBA. Our Junior NBA and WNBA program is the largest program that we offer, and it runs for 10 weeks during the winter. This past season, we welcomed a record-breaking 720 participants, marking significant growth in our program. With this increase, we were able to create 72 teams, catering to both boys and girls divisions for ages 5 to 14. To support the young athletes, we expanded our volunteer coaching team to 110 coaches, ensuring that each player receives the guidance and enthusiasm that they need to thrive. Thanks to the continuous support of the Washington Unified School District, practices were available at Bridgeway, Riverbank, and the Rec Center, providing accessible locations throughout our city. And we would also like to express gratitude towards our partners at RCX Sports and the Sacramento Kings. This year, we brought back our opening day ceremony, and with the generosity of the Sacramento Kings, we were able to give out tickets to the games as prizes, as well as raffle off 2 Kings swag bags and a signed Keegan Murray jersey. So overall, the season was a great success, and we look forward to another exciting season next year. And then our other youth basketball program, which is currently running, is Teen Hoop. Teen Hoop is designed for high school teens aged 13 to 18. The league has 6 co-ed teams, each composed of 12 players, totaling 772 participants. The program spans 8 weeks during the spring, featuring weekday practices, Saturday games, all taking place at the Rec Center. And then now we have our Junior Giants program, which is generously funded by the Giants Community Fund, making it one of the only programs that is entirely free for all participants. The Giants Community Fund uses baseball and softball to promote health education and character development. The city of West Sacramento stands as one of the founding partners of Junior Giants, and in February, we were recognized at the Commissioners Camp at Oracle Park for being one of 10 other cities to have been with Junior Giants all 30 years. Throughout the years, the Junior Giants program has continually enhanced its system to better address the needs of the communities it serves. Registration opens tomorrow, so I'm currently in the pre-registration phase for the upcoming Junior Giants season. So since I was not here for the past summer season, I'm going to hand it over to Tori to talk more about the program details.
Yeah, so last season, our goal was to get everything back from like pre-COVID and get our numbers back to what they were. We actually broke our record from previous, and we had 380 participants. Not only was it 380 that were registered, but like consistent attendance throughout the whole summer, which was awesome to see. We had 16 teams, and 4 of them being softball teams. That's 2 more than we had the previous year, so that was pretty cool to see this past year. This program is 9 weeks long. There's practices throughout the week, and there's games on Saturdays. Practices are held at various parks throughout the city, and games were played at Alice Norman. We actually got to use Memorial Park this past season, which was awesome to get all those kids there for the last 2 games. And then just seeing them on the field was super cool because, like I said, I was in Junior Giants, and that's where I started at Memorial Park. So being able to go back there was really cool. We also worked with West Sac Bears, that football league that they have. They actually did the snack bar for us, and they had it open and running. So every Saturday they were out there with us, helping keep the kids cool. They gave out free popsicles to everybody, so that was pretty awesome. And then we also were selected to host a play ball event right before season at the beginning of June. They kind of just told us, hey, you guys are going to do this, and we're like super awesome, fun. They gave us a ton of things to hang out. But we decided that we wanted to actually use that to our advantage, and we had our coaches all come and used it as a coaches clinic. So our coaches helped us host it, and it introduced the coaches to like the players that are going to be in the season and kind of just work with their community for the upcoming summer season that we had. We actually had 200 participants, which was way over what we expected and thought, which was super cool because you didn't have to register ahead of time. You kind of could just come and see what Junior Giants was about, and that actually helped us for season to get people more registered for the season. Yeah, that was.
I'm sorry, I want to throw out one more thing. So with the Junior Giants or the Community Fund, they do a rating system too of how each program does every year. And I'm just going to say that this past year, I was proud to see that Tori was able to get the program back to exceptional level, or they call it like the platinum level. That's like the highest level you can get. Really want to commend Tori and her ambassador too. There's an ambassador, both of them together did a great job with, bringing that program back to that exceptional level.
Thank you. So next, I'm going to move on to NFL flag football. So this is a co-ed youth program for ages 5 to 14 years old. We had 232 participants that we split into 3 different age groups. Last year, we created a total of 24 teams altogether. The program is 9 weeks long with practices throughout the week and games on Saturdays. The games are all held at Bridgeway Lakes Park. And then we also had 42 volunteer coaches, which is the most we've had for that program. So I want to thank those volunteer coaches for helping this season. And then we also had the honor of hosting the area tournament for the 2nd year in a row. And the year before that, in 2022, when we held it, it was just us and 2 other agencies. So I really worked hard to get as many others we can. So we had a total of 5 agencies this last year. So the area tournament basically just gets everyone's different NFL flag agencies together, and then they compete. So we had a total of 24 teams with 2 age groups, the 8-10 division and the 11 to 14 division. One of our actual, was it Raiders? I think it was Raiders. The Raiders, the City of West Sac, they actually went to the championship. They didn't win, but they did us really proud. Yeah, so I thought that was really cool to do that again, because then working with other agencies, they're seeing it now, coming back from COVID, wanting to keep it going.
I'm sorry, I like to call, sorry, but every time we do talk about the area tournament, I do like to give, props to Mr. Paul Reyes. He's the one that started that program, I think back in 2000, 2001, something like that. But yeah, Paul was one of the founders of that tournament.
So next I'm going to go into youth tennis. This is held at the Recreation Center, so we provide youth tennis lessons year-round. In 2023, we actually had 620 participants. I have actually went to high school at River City, so I got to really know the coach who does it, Dave Brooks. I think he does really awesome, and that brings more people to it. So definitely a big props to him, because I think the attendance and the growth in that youth tennis lessons is a big thanks to him. Yeah. So that's all for youth sports. I'm going to move on to adult sports now. So first I'm going to talk about the Adult Basketball League. We have teams all over the greater West Sacramento area, so not just here, Sacramento, it's Bay Area, San Joaquin County, that drive every Sunday to come play in our league. For the past 10 plus years, we've averaged about 55 to 70 teams in every season that we have. In 2023, we had 270 teams with close to 2,000 plus participants. Kind of to put it in perspective, other agencies around us like Elk Grove, Davis, Woodland, they average around 26 teams per season. Our every season that we have 3 gyms going every Saturday, starting at 8 a.m. to possibly 6, 7 p.m. We're actually working on trying to get a 4th gym to get our numbers up and go to 80 teams. But yeah, that's currently what we're working on for that. So all our games are played, like I said, in 3 gyms, the rec center, the River City High School, and Riverbank Elementary School. We actually started a 45 plus league this past season, which is growing because we keep getting asked, when is the next league starting? When's the next league starting? So not only did we add 35 plus the year before that, now we added a new division, which is the 45 plus division.
Yeah, and I won't lie, I was probably being a little selfish about that, because I thought that might be a league that I could actually play in. It's a 45 plus league, but no, it's actually a very popular league now. Everybody keeps asking.
Yeah, next is our adult volleyball league. This is also a very popular program that runs 4 seasons all year round. In the past 12 years, we've averaged 25 to 30 teams each season. In 2023, we had 2 seasons that had 44 teams registered in one season, so that's like 44 teams. For the year, we had 113 total with 800 participants. Also, just a side note on this, when like registration opens at 5:30 on a Monday, it fills up like in a minute or two. So this program, like I said, we get new teams or returning teams every single season. So it's pretty cool to see that happen.
You brought back youth.
Yeah, so this past season, the winter season, I brought back women's quads to the volleyball league. So that was pretty cool to see everyone come back, returning team, and we actually got 1 new women's quads team. So that was, yeah. Okay, so next we have our adult softball league. The softball league has been around for many years, and the softball league runs 2 seasons. And this past year we had 57 teams. We offer a men's division and a co-eds division. Games are played throughout the weeknights at Bright Park. And then next we have our flag football league. This league was started in 2007. It runs 3 seasons a year. And this past year, we had 36 teams registered with over 400 participants, and all games are played on Sundays at Bright Park.
All right, I get the fun. So pickleball. I don't know if everybody's heard of pickleball, but yeah, I'm sure, like I said, you've heard pickleball now is huge, and it's for the 3rd year running. It's the fastest growing sport in America. And I can tell you it's no different at the Recreation Center. We do have a great turnout there when we have our drop-in days. Pickleball is available inside the gym, and also we have 2 courts on the tennis, 2 courts that are lined on the tennis courts. And every time that we do have pickleball, we have 20-plus people that come out and they're ready to get their pickling on. We are planning on holding future clinics, or in the future, we're hoping to hold clinics for all the people that are interested in learning pickleball. And then the one thing that makes pickleball great is that it's something that's a sport that all ages can play, and it's a very social sport. And I think that's what's made pickleball a big draw. And as I throw out there, if any of you are ever interested in playing pickleball, let me know. I'd always be happy to give you guys a lesson. I think Commissioner Schatzel has come out a few times there to play, so we'd love to see you guys out there. And then last, we have our, as Tori mentioned, the youth lessons. We also offer adult tennis lessons. It's our 9 for 90. And again, it's taught by Dave Brooks. And again, he does an exceptional job both with adult and youth. And then this is the last thing I wanted to touch on is, with all these sports programs that we have, we have to have really good partnerships with everybody. And one of the big partners that we have is the Washington Unified School District, allow us to use their facilities. But the other thing I talked about was the Athletic Roundtable. And I don't know if you know what the Athletic Roundtable is. That's a group of local agencies like West Sac Soccer, West Sac Girls Softball, West Sac Little League. Basically, I'm the liaison between those groups and the city, and then they rent the fields from us. Or they use, not really, but they use the fields from us. But they actually are partners with us too, because they do a great job of promoting our programs. For example, with the West Sac Girls Softball, we were trying to start that Junior Giants softball program, so they were more willing to hand out the flyers to their programs. And the same thing with West Sac Little League when we were trying to promote just a regular Junior Giants program. And then with West Sac Soccer, last season they did partner with us on our specialty camp that we have. We usually host in the first week of summer. We try to do like a specialty like basketball camp, and then we throw in some other sport. That's typically the week that we do sports camp training. We put something in there, and yeah, West Sac Soccer was great to help us with that. So it's really big. You got to make sure you have partnerships with everybody in the city in our sports programs. But thank you to both you guys. Awesome, and my team is awesome. I really appreciate everything that they do, and that concludes our presentation. So I'm gonna call up Liz for aquatics.
Hi, good evening. My name is Liz Hughes, Recreation Supervisor in charge of aquatics and many other things at the Recreation Center. I have been with the Recreation Center full-time since 2021. And then way back when I was part-time. When it first opened, I was that part-time lifeguard, pool manager, so on. So in general, talking about aquatics, 2023 was a good year for aquatics. In general, rec swim is always popular. It's huge. This year, we were able to bring back not only the rec swim parties that happened during rec swim, but we also had enough staff that we could provide the private rentals as well. So those would happen after program hours on Saturdays and Sundays. So that was just another way to offer another program to the public. Aside from rec swim, which is hugely popular with not only the general public, but we do partner with sports camp. They come in and have their group comes in on Tuesdays and Fridays. I also work with youth and teens, and they bring the teen camp in a couple days a week, and they try to get sometimes kids camp in at least once during the summer. I've also started taking on field trips for other smaller preschool groups, like it's called Learning Jungle now, and coordinate with them so that we don't have one day fully impacted with multiple camps. We spread them out throughout the week. So we're working on growing our field trip program that way. Aquatics does offer lap swim year-round. Lap swim year-round is a 7-day-a-week program. On weekdays, we open early, bright and early at 5:30 in the morning. And that's Monday through Friday. Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays at lunchtime, we do have lunch lap swim, as well as it happens in the evenings after, it's depending what season it is. It will generally happen after either water polo practice or swim team practice that the high school runs. And then, of course, Saturdays and Sundays, we do have lap swim. I also, on Saturdays and Sundays, we did start what I like to call family swim. So those, generally, lap swim is for those that are 13 years or older. But on the weekends, we do allow parents to bring in those that are under 13. But the child needs to be swimming in the same lane as the parent, and it needs to be continuously swimming. And it shouldn't be a time for instruction. It's more of time we're getting our exercise in, but we want to do it together and encourage parents to exercise and be healthy with their children. Along with rec swim and lap swim, obviously our main focus during summertime is our swim lessons. Swim lessons runs Monday through Thursdays. From morning lessons, there are 5 different time slots in the morning, starting at 9:30. And then there's 5 different time slots in the evening, starting at 5:15. And throughout the summer, we generally serve 2,000 or 2,000 more kids. We do offer spring and fall lessons, but just a lot smaller scale, where it's only 2 days a week and only like 3 or 4 time slots, and then Saturday mornings. Something that we did continue to bring back, and I'm hoping to expand even further this summer, is water polo. Water polo clinics for those that are basically pre-high school age, anywhere from 7 to 14 years of age. We want to bring water polo to them because a lot of them don't know necessarily what water polo is, what it takes to do that. And then when they get to high school, they get a little scared and may not want to go out. So to keep the high school with lots of participants in their water polo program, we've been kind of partnering with them and trying to make youth water polo happen. Yes, and then of course, swim team season. If you didn't know, West Sac Dolphins starts officially today. And that program is definitely seasonal. It's April through the end of July. They do 5 days a week, host swim meets on Saturdays. And they are back to their pre-COVID numbers for registration. So that's about 200 swimmers, maybe a little bit more. But they would love to have more pool space if we can get it. But of course, they do great things with partnering with us and sharing lanes and being as cooperative as we can on both ends on scheduling. And then, of course, this year, as well as last year, we continue to run lifeguard trainings and hire and train new lifeguards, mainly those that are in West Sacramento. They either attend River City, some of them do attend outside high schools, but a lot of them are West Sac residents. So I usually host 2 to 3 classes a year, and that usually means I can train at least 30 to 40 new lifeguards each year. Last year we were able to hire 30 lifeguards. This year we'll probably looking to hire about 15, maybe 20, just because I have a high return rate, thankfully. We'll see what happens next year after these seniors graduate. I don't know what they'll come back to after their first year of college. We'll see. But we do love to hire all the high school students. I am one of the lucky areas that can hire students right at 15. To be an American Red Cross lifeguard, you have to just be 15 by the last day of our class. So we do have several 15-year-olds in our spring break class that is happening this week. Otherwise, throughout the summer, we have staff trainings, we have fun, we encourage them to be physically fit, and a lot of the high school kids that are lifeguards, they love going to the rec center, they love working out, they have all kind of created a community, and they literally work out and call each other every morning. If you're at the rec center, it's at the gym. High school kids can be a lot, but these ones, they definitely go in there with a specific purpose. They don't like to actually loiter. They bugs them when other kids do it. So if you have a problem with them, for sure, come find me and I'll definitely regulate on those kids. But I do like to think that they are as kind and courteous as possible. But yes, and that's aquatics. Another area I oversee is special events. One of the big special events that happens at the rec center specifically / River City parking lot is the Safe Trick or Treat Treat. This year, our theme was Super Mario. We had a lot of fun with it. That event brought out, pictures are a little bit dark, brought out over 1,500 people, if not closer to 2,000. We partnered with the school district. Yolo County Food Bank donated all the candy for that event. And the Rotary Centennial also provided some volunteers, as well as the high school provided some volunteers as well to help run that event. And that's the event that keeps growing and growing as we open it up to more community members that want to participate and just have fun with kids. And of course, we're always looking for next year's theme. So if you have an idea of what you might want to dress up as, let us know. Other than that, we also, at the Recreation Center specifically, in the spring as well as in the fall, usually starts before we open the pools, and then kind of as our closing event is our Soggy Doggy Swim Day. So every year we host it. It's where anybody that has a dog, they can pay $5, and the dog essentially would turn half the pool deck into a dog park, a doggy swim park. It's really fun. It's really cute. We get anywhere from 50 to 150 dogs out there, give or take the day. And I know this past year in October, we had a fun group of a golden retriever dog meetup group, decided to kind of make this event their home. So they are coming back again this spring, which the event is on Saturday, if you ever want to come by and check it out. It's on Saturday at 11. They are coming to this year's event, as well as they are also donating some doggy poop bags, some dog waste bags to the event as well. So it's really fun. It's real cute. Yeah, and as well as we partner with Yolo County Animal Services. They come out. They usually give advice on licensing and vaccinations for dogs, as well as just have fun toys and what other services Yolo County can provide for them. And then the last one is I do partner with the recycling department, waste and recycling, to host Earth Day and Spring Celebration. That event usually takes place the Saturday before Easter. As a way to get more people to Earth Day, we decided to collaborate with recycling and bring families to Earth Day and Earth Day to Spring Celebration. I mainly run kind of the more arts and crafts and egg hunt portions. But I greatly encourage everybody to come out and enjoy and learn about all things recycling, trees, and how to just be more sustainable for those events. And last year and this year were heavily attended, even though this year was a little bit rainy. We still had over 1,000 people coming out to the event. We gave away almost more than 2,500 eggs, and of course, lots of smiles. We'll continue to have dive-in movies at the pool this year. Those happen in summertime. Essentially, it's our dive-in movies. We put up the big blow-up screen in the corner, wait for the sun to go down, and show a movie, and people can come in and night swim. It's a fun experience if you've never swam at night. It's fun at that pool. It's got a nice little ambiance. Usually you get a nice little sunset that a lot of people don't always get to experience. I think that's all our event. So I'm going to invite my coordinator up here to talk about some of our youth enrichment.
Hi, my name is Claudia Salcedo. I am a recreation coordinator at the rec center. I do a lot of the youth enrichment programs at the rec center. So things include like monthly parents' night out. We have Nerf battles for teens and youths. I also help run or oversee the Rockwall area, which we've renamed the whole room, the rec room, rec standing for recreation, enrichment, and community. And then I also help oversee the childcare. And then speaking of childcare, I did want to say a huge thanks to council for helping us secure money to sort of revamp the rec room. With the childcare impact fee, we were able to add colorful paint to the walls to make it more inviting for youth and teens. We added some comfy seating. We also bought arts and craft supplies, 2 Nintendo Switches so that kiddos could do esports tournaments, and a whole bunch of board games. So with that, we now have programs Monday through Thursday from 5 to 8. So it's just basically like an open, we call it open rec room hours, where kiddos can come and drop by as their parents are working out. They can be dropped off. We have staff there who supervise the area and who play with the kiddos. And it's just, we also have spaces for homework. We added a charge bar table where they can plug in their laptops and do their homework. So we really just hope that this space becomes a home away from home for them, and a safe space for them to sort of create community and meet new friends and meet new people. Oh, yes. Sorry. A big part of the rec room is our teen after school program. So it's free for high school students. One of our goals for this upcoming school year is to open it up also to 8th graders. That way we are kind of catching them as early as we can, so that they know that that space is available to them once they do get to high school. And so it's free. There is no pass required for that. It's 3 days a week. We provide, or the district provides snack for them, and then we do different activities. They love the rock wall. We've also done fitness, board games. We try everything and anything with them. And then in addition to that, we also take them on field trips if they come regularly. Our next field trip is actually scheduled for April 12th, and I'll be taking them hiking. It's something new that they wanted to try this year, so we'll be trying that out.
Yeah, and I forgot that we're also in charge of skate park as well. Mainly talking about skate park is our skate camp. Skate camp happens 2 weeks in summer, usually some really hot weeks in July. Where the camp is mainly in the morning, 9 a.m. to noon, and the kids learn basics of skating, helmet safety, and how to push. Sometimes if their goal is they want to be able to drop in to a half pipe, then we work on it all week. That is run by a couple of our lifeguards. They are avid skateboarders, and we really wanted to expand kids' learning of skating. And of course, the kids are very excited about the potential of the skate park being redesigned and redeveloped, and they are super excited. They're ready for it. So we will continue to host that until the park is ready to be redesigned, and then we'll figure that out. Maybe potentially take a break, but then ready for the next time it's ready to go. So I'm going to pass it off to our health and wellness team.
Thank you.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Brandy Dion, Recreation Supervisor, overseeing the health and wellness programs at the Rec Center, as well as the customer service staff there, and my coordinator.
Hello, good evening. My name is Jake Conkle. I'm Exercise and Wellness Coordinator at the Recreation Center. So we're going to start off by talking about our health and wellness programs. Right now, we offer a wide selection of activities, whether it would be you want to come in and work out on your own in the cardio room. We have all the weights to choose from, machine weights, cardio equipment, everything that you would need to do a full workout, have that available for anyone who wants to come in and work out on their own. We also have a wide selection of group exercise classes. Now, starting in January of 2023, my manager, Paul, came to Brandy and I and said, hey, I want to get us up to 50 classes. At the time, we were at 20, and then by July of last year, we got up to over 50 classes, and we have maintained that since and are continuing to look to add more classes to our schedule that incorporates available for a wide level of fitness participants. So our big shout outs to our instructors who are very skilled and capable of working with the wide variety of participants. If someone is a go-getter and they need a really hard workout, they know how to push them. If someone's moving a little slower, needs a little bit more assistance, they make sure to give them that special attention that they need so that they can have an effective workout. Our types of classes include a wide variety, like I said, like yoga, Zumba, cardio, and strength training classes, spin classes, our kinesis studio, which if you've never done a kinesis class, you should try it out. It is a workout.
Paul's favorite.
And beginning last week, we did just bring back our aqua aerobics program. That's going to be on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturday mornings. And big thanks with Liz for helping us get that all scheduled up there. We also offer occasionally once a month, we try to do a little bit more. We do offer specialty classes. This is an opportunity for some of our instructors that want to teach something that they don't normally teach, do something a little bit new. We usually try to do that, like I said, once a month, but it just allows us to add something that the participants don't usually get to do. So this past couple weeks ago, we had one of our instructors do an old school 90s step aerobics class, which you get the step out and you're just looking like you're like Jane Fonda on a video kind of class, and they had a blast with it.
And what's your favorite class, specialty class?
My favorite specialty class, which I will be teaching, is going to be in May, is my Star Wars workout, May the 4th workout. And I believe it is going to be on May 3rd, which is a Friday, but I might do it on Saturday too. So those are just like to add, just to have some fun variety and just have a lot of things available, a lot of classes available for our participants. One thing also about our cardio room too is we do offer something that's called as an intro to fitness, which is someone that just wants some extra time and guidance in our cardio room of how to use the weights, how to use the cardio equipment, how to use the machines, and just kind of point them in the right direction so they're not floundering around trying to figure out what to do. It allows them to get to a more effective workout a little bit more quickly. We do also offer personal training as well. We have a great team of very well qualified personal trainers. Combined years of experience on our team, we're north of 40 years of personal training experience combined. Again, working with a wide variety of participants. We also began a couple of years ago our small group training classes. We call them Training for Life. This is where it's a combination of the group class and the personal training. It's a small group of no more than 9 people where they work on things like it could be athletic conditioning, it could be more general fitness. It could be more of a low impact if you're working, need to have someone have a little more extra attention of, I don't really jump around a whole lot. That's not so good for my shoulder. That's not so good for my knee. We have a session available that takes that into consideration. So we run those on Tuesdays and Thursdays and have a great showing for that. One of the things we've also began in recent years, and we are continuing to expand and develop, is our mini triathlon series. A few years ago, we started this as a fun thing to do. We called it Turkey Try. It was the Saturday after Thanksgiving, but where we would have people get in the pool and swim, do a little bit of a strength routine, and then a bike portion. We are expanding that out now to actually have, thanks to the help of the school district, allowing us to use their track at their stadium for the running portion, and then with the pool, being able to swim laps. And we're also working with police department and traffic to make sure that our bike course will be all good to go for our next coming one up in November. So stay tuned for that one. So I started in 2013 as a personal trainer at the Recreation Center, and I came on full time in 2019. I myself live in Elk Grove. I know way more people here in West Sacramento than I do in my own hometown. And that's credit to the community that we have in our fitness programs of working with so many people on almost a daily basis. And it's just really great to see, to be the person now that gets to develop these programs and just create all these things to help improve the lives and health and wellness of our community. So, yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Jake. All right. So we've had a big year. We definitely feel the successes of being post-COVID, and we are inching towards those numbers that we saw pre-COVID. So within the last year, we've expanded 2 of our areas. You were able to hear Claudia share about the rec room. So we wanted to share some photos of what we've added into that space. Before, it was a beige wall. Same pictures had been up for 14-ish years. It was a little stale. And we really, really want the youth of West Sacramento to feel at home at the rec center. And so council provided us, through the child care impact fees, several $1,000s that we were able to add some flair, add some new equipment, and just some new to the rec room for our youth and teens. So we came up with this fun design of the colors where it's bright and it catches your attention. We've added some boards up there to highlight our youth and teen programs, as well as Claudia is going to be starting some competitions and some fun stuff that we'll highlight within that space as well. We have our little Mooey heads. So when you first walk in, you're greeted by Mooey and his heads, and you get to skip all the way to childcare. And we added the bleachers in there for extra seating, and the really fun rec room wall design when you first walk in. Another area of expansion that we did this last year at the rec center is our training room. And this has really been Jake's kind of baby. He's had this idea of expanding our community room that was previously just specifically for our personal trainers into community room B. So we've expanded that area, and now we have a training room that's accessible for not only our pass holders but our personal training clients as well. So we have open hours, very similar to the cardio room, where anybody can just go in and train. And so we have some cardio equipment in there, such as the rowers. We have weights, and we also are adding a lot new weights. We're replacing weights so that it's new and fresh for those users in there. So you can see that I added the numbers in there from 2019, and we're so close. And so active pass holders, currently we're at over 6,700, and that towards the end of last year just kept growing and growing. Our numbers for January, February, March have already been significant. We've sold over 10,000 passes last year and over 12,000 day passes sold. You can see in 2019 that we had a lot less day passes. So even though we might not be selling quite as many memberships just yet, our doors are open and people are coming. So we're really excited for what we've experienced this last year, and coming up, the team's really working hard I mean, you heard athletics, they just can go on about all the wonderful things that they provide. And now they're going to add a kickball league for adults. And we're bringing back our soccer league, which I know is something that our community is really excited for. Sports is also going to add in a youth volleyball program. The fitness challenge, we're bringing back some group exercise challenges. So in June, you'll see a little bingo challenge there that Jake will run. And then also in May coming up, this will be our inaugural Rec Center Strongest. And so Jake will be leading a weightlifting competition for patrons age 16 and above in various age groups. And then, as he mentioned, also, we're continuing to expand our mini triathlon. So instead of just our little goofy turkey try that we've done, this is going to be a legit sprint where Jake's gone out and he's rode the map. We've worked with PD, working to get our special event permit as we speak as well. So personal training, as he mentioned, our Training for Life program's really starting to take off. And so now it's time for us to transition that into more specialty. So each trainer will have a specialty, whether it's an athletic focus or that low impact focus. It may even be a dance focus. We're going to take whatever, all of our trainers are amazing, but what is it that is their really driving passion? And we're going to focus that into a small group training. So we're really excited for that. And then just youth enrichment, we're continuing to add new programs and get really creative. Clubhouse Rec is on its way back, which is like a preschool, like a mini preschool, where we have a curriculum and we're in the process of hiring. We're very excited. Family Game Fest is coming. So you'll see at our the photo on there at the anniversary party, we looked around and there were grown-ups with their children. They were playing. They were watching their kids get face painted. They were enjoying board games. They were playing on the Switch together. And we've really been driving to bring in youth. And so now we want to really look at that family aspect as well and encouraging the grown-ups to come in with their kiddos. Dodgeball was added this year. So every other, not quite every other Thursday, the group exercise room transforms into this dodgeball arena. And those kids, man, they love it. They're sweaty, they're exercising. Yeah, so I have an 11-year-old who I forget a lot when it's dodgeball night, but those nights that he doesn't let me forget, he has a really great time. And then Claudia is also working on an esports tournament as well. So you can see that was a little that was right before we got the paint in there, but we have the TVs and we're jumping on the esports bandwagon and we're excited to see what comes of that. Also coming up in 2025, we will be increasing the rec center fees. And so you can see our current fees are listed there, and we last increased fees in 2018. Per the book of fees, the city manager does provide their designee the authority to make mid-year fee adjustments not to exceed 10%. So in 2025, we will roll out the new fees. That's going to assist us with combating minimum wage, all of the good stuff of our good old economy. So we will have promos going into the new year. We will have lots of education for our community members. That way they're not surprised, but also that they have a chance to likely lock in their rates now and continue with us as we go. I think that's gonna be it. So if you have any questions for any of our teammates, this would be your opportunity.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm going to open it up to the commission if you guys have any questions or comments.
The mini triathlon.
John.
When you say mini, does that just mean a shorter version or it, or are we talking about also having children involved in it, like a mini triathlon for the younger?
Yes and yes. So it started off, we purchased these spin bikes for our spin classes, and it had a digital display that would tell you how far you've traveled. And what we took that as to kind of expose people to our new bikes was we created the mini tri, which it wasn't really like an official distances. We kind of pieced it together of, okay, that seems like a good distance. That feels like the right amount of laps swam. That's how it originally started. Now what we're trying to do is we're trying to emulate an actual specific triathlon distance per triathlon guidelines of 850-yard swim with a 12.6 mile bike ride with a 3.5 mile run. And that's what we're looking to do for this upcoming mini tri. And with that, we have different categories with it that we're going to do this year. We're going to have we call it the full sprint, which is what that's called, a triathlon sprint. And then we also have a fun run, which is going to be a much more casual experience where basically the distances are all halved. And then we're also going to have a kids bike run event where a lot of kids like to be wet on their bikes and like, I know, you're getting the kids in and out of the water and everything. So it'll be more, much larger, wider range of participation in this upcoming event.
Okay, I like the idea of involving the kids in the triathlon and getting them out there. We have a lot of, I think, new bike trails that are being built. We got a lot of bike trails, a variety of bike trails. It'd be nice to use those in some type of event like that. The other thing was too is I know some places, some cities have bike clubs. We ever consider having bike clubs?
That would probably be something to explore, or maybe probably partner with another agency, or just develop partnerships with that and see how that goes. We are looking to advertise this event on a triathlon groups and reaching out to those to really expand the exposure to it, to really spur up the interest. So definitely a possibility of something like that could
The
occur.
other thing I wanted to know too is, have we ever tried holding any Tai Chi classes?
We have had Tai Chi in the past. It's very much just going to be an instructor availability. All of our instructors are independent contractors. So it's more of finding someone that has the interest to teach it. And what they do is they just connect with me and we try it out to see if that's going to be a good fit, if the contracted rate's going to be a good fit, as well as the scheduling is a good fit.
We had Tai Chi classes at Sac State, so you might be able to find somebody over there that was willing to come out and do an extra class.
Excellent. Yeah, if you want, you can share my email and business card.
I'll do that. Thank you.
Any more comments?
Thank you. A semi-fun question and then a serious question. When it came to pickleball, Chris had a tournament this year. And his awards, I thought, were unique. And I wanted him to, if he can remember what they were, explain to the commission what your awards were.
Let's see, I'm thinking, okay. So I'm trying to remember which, okay. So the past 2 years, with the Recreation Center, hosted a New Year's pickleball event. So basically it was a mixer. And I think we had 6 this past year. We had 16 participants. So what you do is kind of like a round robin. You mix partners after each match. And then what you do is, you play, I think it's like 6 matches. And then what happens is whatever your score is at the end of that match, it could be 11, it could be 8, whatever. We add up all the points after the 6 rounds, and then we see who is the top, the 4 highest scores. And so then whoever the 4 highest scores are, they go up basically in a playoff format. They play against each other. And then, and actually it's my wife and I, because my wife plays pickleball too, so we decided. So we give out the runner-ups get a jar of relish, and then the winners get a big old dill pickle. Or a jar of pickles. That's kind of, it's kind of a, and there's a lot of pickleball jokes that come out there, like pickleball's a big deal, and, so we just try to be goofy, and that's what I was talking about with pickleball, what makes it so much fun. It is a very, social event, too. So, yeah, great question.
Yeah, I just couldn't get excited about relish.
Yeah, I know. I was really trying to get Commissioner Schatzel to come out to it. But I do appreciate you did show up and took a peek, so.
Yeah, and saw the relish and went, hey, I'll see ya. Yeah,
right.
So I had to bring that up, but a more serious event, or a more serious question. Do we have a non-resident fee in adult sport?
We do.
I don't, how
Yeah.
much? I don't know.
It's
I have no
a,
idea.
well, currently what we have is it's $25 per team.
Per team.
Yeah.
So we charge our youth sports $20 a kid, but in adult sports, we charge $25 a team.
Yeah, so now, are you talking about non-resident fee for
Yeah,
youth
like
kids?
if you don't live
So-
in, well, or adults mostly, but if you don't live in West Sac or even the county, do they have an additional fee?
Yeah, as far as youth sports, it's a $8 fee
Okay,
per kid.
right, non-resident. How about adults?
Like I said, it's we do it, this across where we do a $25
A
non-resident fee.
team, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, all right. Okay, I mean, I think it seems unequal to me, and it's something that you might want to look at, or maybe the commission wants to look at with you. But if we're going to charge a kid $20 who lives in town, and then $25 to an adult team,
Mhm.
it's something we might want to look at. So I just thought I'd bring that up.
Okay.
Because some places have non-resident fees, I don't even know what it is anymore, but it used to be like $10 a player.
Right.
Right.
Commissioner Schatzel, we're actually at this point looking at the fees
Yeah.
department-wide, so it's something that we're going through right now.
Sure. I mean, it's just something that, just the equity thing. It's a good time then, good. Okay, thanks. And maybe I'll get psyched up over relish one.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yep, thanks.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. The United States Youth Volleyball, are they still around?
They are. Yeah,
Okay.
they have a program every spring and every fall. But they more just, it's a field rental
Yeah, okay.
for us.
All right,
Yeah,
good.
they use Patwin Park.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're at Patwin.
Cool.
They, maybe 3 or 4 years ago or prior to COVID, they were using Bright Park in the spring and then Patwin in the fall. And now we just primarily keep them at Patwin Park.
Cool. All right, good. Thank you.
Any more comments?
Yeah, I have a question. Is there any data collected on like geographical demographics of participants, both in youth sports and youth and all the youth programs in general? Just out of curiosity, because if there are those disparities where you have certain areas of town that are using these programs more, right? Is there anything that the department is doing to sort of bridge those gaps to make sure that all parts of the community are included or know that this stuff is available?
I can answer that. Yes. So our registration system allows us to find out where the participants are from, whether they're 95691 or 605 area code. And yes, we do a lot of promotions, marketing on social media. And so that's kind of where we get all of our information out to the public.
Is it possible to get that data?
It is.
Who would I ask?
Me.
All right. Talk to you after.
All these questions for you as well about reaching out to residents. Do you all utilize the catapult system within the school district, or I think they have different ones? Catapult, peach, jar, peach jar, yeah.
Yeah, so in the past, we have utilized things like that to market our programs, but with a peach tree peach jar, there's a fee that's associated with it.
Yeah, and I've heard that before. And in the city 2x2 with the district, does that ever come up as like, why do we charge our own city a fee?
Yeah, I mean that's a good point. I mean I don't. Yeah, you're right.
Can you come up here, Brandy?
Yeah, it's just the peach tree fee that they require any organization to pay. It's not, we don't pay the school district, we would pay that third party directly. So we utilize our own constant contact. We have a mailing list. Anybody who registers, anybody who inquires can get added into our mailing list, and then we send it out that way. We have utilized on occasion with the school district, like with the high school, she'll send out certain notifications, not the peach jar, peach treat, whatever
I think
we're
it's
calling
peach
the
jar.
flyer,
Yeah.
or the peach group. But the high school will put in occasional messages in for us as well.
Okay. I know I understand that if that makes sense, it's in a third party. And I guess this is more of a question for the district. Because they also have social media and other things. But one of the things I hear from parents so much is that they don't know. I didn't know about this, I didn't know about that. And that's just been constant. And I think nothing against the city. I think you all do as much as you can to get the information out. But I'm wondering what more partnerships can happen because they have a database of like all the students and families, and then you all have, I think it's pretty limited compared to what the city has access to. So in terms of like what Commissioner Shastel mentioned about equity, if we're always looking from an equity lens, it would be great to have access, if not actual like data from them, to be able to like utilize their channels. And as Commissioner Adam mentioned, just getting more participation from people, because I think the city has so much to offer. The numbers, I'm sitting here, I'm just still processing all the numbers. You mentioned like the basketball, was it the largest?
And it's really hard when you don't know those comparison numbers. So like we're showing you these numbers, but I know it's hard because you can't quite make sense of them compared to like some of our other surrounding agencies, but especially in athletics, our numbers are just,
I have a
they're
question about
so
that.
giant compared to other agencies.
Collectively, it's a good thing, but like, what is it about West Sacramento in terms of offerings that's different from Elk Grove and Natomas or Sacramento?
I think honestly, like athletics, it's our team. They hit the pavement. They're out there. Chris started as a part-time rec leader and has worked his way up. And he's just out there. He shakes hands. He gets to know, our residents. What is it that they want? What are they looking for? He's flexible, which I think is something that some agencies don't want to be flexible. Everything is black and white, where Chris will ebb and flow with what's going on depending on what sport you're playing. But also we have a really strong reputation of our junior NBA program. So everyone, they just want to get into that program because of the reputation that he's created. And people come for
I think a big part.
team.
I think a big part of it is for all the staff is that they're out there shaking hands. They're networking. They're putting in the time, not just to put out a flyer, but to actually be at programs and evaluate, supervise, and work with the patrons. It goes a long way.
Yeah.
Can I pile on to that a little bit? I think there's also what they were saying is a trust factor. The public trusts that what they're doing, staff is doing, is in the best interest of the participants.
Love it. All right, any more comments?
I have a comment and other questions. Thank you for all that you do. I think I've in some way in the last calendar year worked with some of you like in some capacity as a resident utilizing the services of the rec center specifically. So thank you for what you do. And I agree, FaceTime definitely helps. In terms of when I've referred the rec center to people, that's always been a good thing that I've heard good things about staff and your interactions and responsiveness. Which definitely goes a long ways. I'm wondering if you all, one thing that would consider, just outside of I think that data, looking at me doing a survey of participants outside of the region, because I would love to know if there's something, what other factors, is it the parking? I do love the parking at the rec center. For instance, as a parent, 4 kids and coming, I never have to stress about parking at the rec center. It's actually very easy, especially when the high school clears out.
Yeah.
Right? Right. It's
it depends on the time.
Right. But it's even during the summer months when swim is going strong, that's something as a parent, busy parent, I don't have to worry about the roundabouts easy. So those things I think are good data points to keep in mind. We're 15 years in now. So just something like that I would love to see as in terms of just collecting data moving forward. but I would love to see the rec center expand. I'm like, is that a possibility? Like, can you, especially, I know we have the talks of getting another pool, but I know every year as a parent, one of the things that's known in West Sacramento is that when it's 8:30 on April whatever date, within 30 seconds, classes are gone. So we all have our different, like everyone's just waiting next to their computer, their phone, so it's a good problem, but we're definitely growing as a city, and you all are doing great. But anything that we as the residents commissioners can do to support the expansion of, like, whether it's supporting staff or supporting funding or whatever, I think that we definitely could use more of you all. So thank you.
All right. Well, I just want to thank you guys for your time. There was a phrase that you used, Paul, when you opened this up, and you said movers and shakers, and that couldn't have fit this team more than ever. So just thank you guys so much for all that you guys do for our community, our youth, and just being movers and shakers. I just love that phrase so much. It just fits the team so much. So huge shout out to you guys, and just huge shout out to Paul. He's amazing. Aaron, you're amazing too. All right, so that's we're going to be moving on to the consent agenda. Item number 3, consideration of approval of the minutes of the February 6, 2024 meeting of the West Sacramento Parks, Recreation, and Intergenerational Services Commission. Do I have a motion?
I'll move.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Awesome. All right, Commissioner Ahmad motioned, and then Commissioner Ramsey second. Do we do a roll call or all in favor? Nope. All right.
Abstain.
And we have
I wasn't here, so.
all right, we have one abstention. Commissioner Archuleta.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
We had one abstention. Commissioner Archuleta. All right, well, moving on. We have no public hearings, we have no regular agenda, and that brings us to General Administration Function Part 2, the Director's Report.
Good evening, I'm Erin Ribas, and I'm the Parks and Recreation Business Manager, and I will be giving the Director's Report for tonight. The Southport Levee Trailhead construction project is wrapping up, and a ribbon cutting is tentatively scheduled for June 13 at 10:30 a.m., so be there or be square. Hopefully we'll have some horses there. Dawn, I'm hoping Westra will make an appearance so we can make it our first official equestrian staging area and make it look super cool.
We discussed it last night. It's
Gonna happen.
under discussion.
I can hold my ponies in, but my ponies are awful, so I figured you guys probably have some better behaved critters. It would look better, be a better photo op. So yeah, I'll be bugging you later. The city has submitted me a grant application to Outdoor Recreational Legacy Program for $15 million for Bright Park, and it was announced that we made it to round 2. So I know, which is pretty exciting. I know. So we've been working with state parks. The internal deadline, I guess, was supposed to be today, but that was their internal deadline. So we have until April 30 to get them the final stuff. Everything's loaded in the portal. So I think we're good. And I think we have a strong project. So I'm super excited. They will make the award announcements in November. So finger cross, everything crossable, because I am super excited. Yeah, so that concludes my report.
Awesome. All right, that brings us to Commissioner Communications. I'm going to start with you, Commissioner Schatzel. No communication? No
I
communication?
have some. I wanted to compliment, oh, now my phone goes out. Okay. Wanted to compliment Christina Prater, who's in charge of developmental, active aging and adaptive recreation. And there was a town hall meeting on March the 27th that dealt with developmental disabilities and intellectual disabilities in the community. Supervisor Oscar Villegas was present at that time. And apparently one of the problems since the pandemic has been getting these children who are now, most of them are young adults, to and from activities that Christina has set up for them. She sets up 3 nights, I believe, a month where they have activities that are separate and together with other people, but transportation was a real problem until that town hall meeting, which didn't really have to do with the transportation, but Yolo County Commissioner Oscar Villegas was kind enough to mention to her a method of transporting these children, young adults, back and forth. So between everything, you know, they're getting their recreation in as well as everybody else does. I just wanted to let you know. There is something that I want to pass on, probably to Kate, about we spoke about the Heritage Oak Park several meetings ago. And there were a couple of us kind of upset that they didn't use more Native American from this area. Well, there was an article in the News Ledger about Senator Bill Todd named Rhonda Morningstar Pope Flores on March 7th as Yolo County Woman of the Year. She is working, Rhonda has dedicated her life to empowering Native Americans and preserving cultural traditions. Through perseverance and commitment, she's now provided this vital resource for West Sacramento, which will greatly assist our youth and seniors, among others. So I wanted to pass this on to Kate, possibly, and let you just be aware that we have somebody in West Sac that does know something about the Native American heritage, you know, that...
We can share that with Kate, definitely.
Yeah. And the other thing is, I was nominated and seconded for the Active Aging Commission, which I've attended 2 of those already in Yolo County, and I'm going to attend the 3rd one. And I would very much like to, at least when we meet, bring the information from that back to, you know, this commission, since this commission includes intergenerational activities as well, because Yolo County Commission has got a lot of great ideas, and they have been dying for West Sac to be entered back in.
All right, moving on. Commissioner?
Thank you so much, Commissioner Rosie, for saying that. I do want to point out, because I have not worked with, but I have been in touch with Morningstar before, Rhonda Morningstar, and I believe she's with, I don't know if she's Miwok or if she's Ohlone, but I don't know if her people are indigenous to, like, I know her from the Bay Area, so I don't know if she's like from this region, but I know she's been active in Sacramento before. That's one thing I wanted to just share. Yeah, I don't have anything significant to share. It's the month of Ramadan, so Muslims are fasting, and so our heads are kind of fluff because we haven't eaten or had any food all day. So sorry if I'm a little slower in my processing.
Couldn't be slower than me.
There's a significant Muslim population in West Sacramento, and Eid will be next week. Next week on April 10th. But I want to again bring it back to West Sacramento Recreation Center. They've been very kind and helping to offer space at the Recreation Center for Muslims to hold their Friday congressional prayers, which during the month of Ramadan is especially important. And one of the things that we did kind of in conjunction with the district and with the rec center, which was it's unprecedented and a very new, exciting thing for students at River City, was that we were able to hold a prayer or utilize a space at the rec center, what's it called now? Rec room? Rec room, right. We were able to rent that out through a nonprofit that exists to support Afghan and Muslim youth in Sacramento, West Sacramento, and then provide a space for these high schoolers who are fasting and wanting to participate in this congressional prayer, but I can't because it's during their lunchtime. And so they were able to get like a field trip. Like they use that time for their lunch as a field trip to go off campus, essentially the rec center, and do their prayers. This happened, I believe, it was like the first, it was in March. I want to say March 16th, but I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it was March 15th. But I just want to point out how meaningful that was to those students. We had about, I think from the high school, we had like 30 to 40 kids show up, which was not expected. We were thinking 10 would show up. And so for the school and for, I hope, the rec center, I just want to again, and it was very meaningful. These kids are not eating and drinking water all day long. They're missing out on this special time. There's only 4 Fridays that are available during the month of Ramadan, and one of them they were able to go and participate in this obligatory prayer, which time they're normally at school. And so I want to thank the rec center staff. Liz, who was here, she left, played a huge role in that. So thank you, and I think we're going to be doing it 2 more times. But especially during the month of Ramadan, I can't emphasize how important it was for them, so thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Commissioner Archuleta. Any communications?
No, not really. Just wanted to thank everybody for their nice presentations. It was a wealth of information, and it's my first meeting here as a commissioner, and I look forward to working with every one of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Commissioner Gonzalez, any communications?
Yeah, pretty much just exactly what John Archuleta just said right now. Happy to be here, but other than that, no.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much. My comments will be is welcoming Commissioner Archuleta and Commissioner Gonzalez. Looking forward to working with you guys and doing some really good work for our community. Let's get out of here before 7:30, you guys. So I'm going to call for a motion to adjourn. All right. Moved by Commissioner Schatzel. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Archuleta. This meeting is adjourned.